Valentine's Day. This seems to be a holiday in particular that you're kind of on one extreme or the other. You either really love it or you just do not get all of the hype. For me personally, I have always loved pink. I've loved love, and I love an excuse to spend a day to show the people that I love them, how much I love them, by not necessarily fancy gifts or over the top buying of things, but some of their favorite treats, creating a dinner for them, and creating a special moment with my husband and with my kids. We usually do a family date dinner at home, and that's what today's episode is going to be about. I'm going to show you how I'm going to create a tablescape for a nice, fun, special dinner. We're going to do some steaks with grilled asparagus and potatoes, and for dessert, cannot forget dessert, a chocolate cheesecake swirl brownie. We're starting with the box mix, so don't let the name intimidate you. It's going to be super easy to make. Let's get started with dessert first. For our chocolate cheesecake swirl brownies, say that 3 times fast, and then grab your favorite box brownie mix. We're starting with the box brownie mix because Valentine's Day is on a weeknight. We need things to be intentional, but also easy. So I love the Krusteaz gluten-free double chocolate mix. They never fail me, but any favorite mix of yours will do. You're gonna need that plus your ingredients to make your brownies as it says on the back of the box. So here, my oil, water, and 1 egg is for the brownie mix. Then for the cheesecake swirl part, you're going to need 1 block of cream cheese. You can also use a vegan cream cheese if you want to keep it dairy-free. 1 egg, a 1/3 cup of sugar, and a little splash of vanilla extract. Let's start with putting together our brownies. Now for our cream cheese, I have let this soften a little bit. So we're going to put our softened cream cheese into the bowl. You're going to add in your sugar. And now using a hand mixer, we are going to mix this together. You'll see it's a nice creamy texture now. Now we are going to add in our egg and a splash of vanilla. Combine that together, mixing well. Okay, I told y'all I love love, and I also love the Pioneer Woman dishes. So yes, will I use this dish any other time other than Valentine's? Possibly. This could make a cute Easter dish too, but it makes a fun statement, and it's a pretty inexpensive way to dress up a normal brownie night. So we're putting in our nonstick spray into our pan, and we're going to arrange. We're gonna put our brownie mix into the bottom, and you're gonna save probably about, if I had to guess, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 cup of the brownie mix. We're gonna need that at the end. So you're gonna do all but a little bit of your brownie mix. So I'd say leave maybe about 1/2 cup in the pan. I'm gonna smooth that out. These are gonna be so good. Oh, now would be a good time to go preheat your oven if you forgot to, and if your host of the show forgot to tell you to go preheat your oven. I am cooking it according to this box, so heating it to 325. So we have our brownie mix in our cute little heart pan. We're gonna take a clean spoon and take our cheesecake mixture, cover the cheesecake mixture all the way on top of our brownie. It's gonna create a nice second layer. Okay, y'all, I can already taste it. Okay, so we're going to fill that in, and we have our cheesecake layer. Now we're gonna take the reserved chocolate brownie and drop it by spoonfuls. There's no right or wrong way to do this. That's the fun of baking and creating at home, is you can make it your own. Okay. All right, this does not look that appetizing right now, but I promise you it's gonna look great. So we're gonna set that aside. Now we're gonna take a butter knife or a skewer and kind of create little swirls in our design. And again, it does not have to be perfect. If I got judged on like the prettiness of my baking sometimes, it would be a harsh judgment, because I'm not the prettiest baker, but I can guarantee you'll have people going back for seconds for this, so that's what really matters. All right, let's do a zoom in on this one. So good. So we will bake according to our box instructions, and then now is a good time to go ahead and get our table setting done, and then we can start prepping for the actual meal. As we get ready to prepare our main dish and sides, one of the most important things to do first, if you remember anything that I tell you today, is to let your steak sit out for about 30 minutes at least. The idea behind that is you want your steaks to come to close to room temperature, so that the outsides do not overcook. So if you put a really cold steak on a hot grill, that outside is gonna cook really fast, but then it's gonna struggle to cook all the way through to the center. So you may end up with a steak that is way too overdone on the outside and not done in the middle. So letting it sit at room temperature and allowing it to kind of not be so cold before you throw it on the grill is key to a evenly cooked steak. For our potatoes and asparagus, we are going to prepare them and season them the same way. For these size potatoes, I'll probably quarter them, and then if you have an olive oil spray, you could just give them a good spray of olive oil before putting them in the oven. But I don't have any, so I'm gonna put them in a bowl once I chop them, and then just do a light coating of olive oil on the top, and then the same thing with our asparagus. I like to cut off the ends a little bit and then put a light coating of olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, and they're gonna go in the oven. Oven preheating at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The potatoes will take longer than the asparagus just because they are a thicker vegetable. So these can take anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. This one more 10 to 15. So I'm just gonna say probably 30 for these, 15 for these. So I'm gonna put these in first, and then you can add in your asparagus. I like the use of timers on my little kitchen assistant. I'm not gonna say her name, Alexa. But once I pop those in, I'll set timers to help me remember. I'm gonna go ahead and season our steaks here, because once those go in the oven, then you can start with your steaks. So I'm actually gonna season all of them, but I'm only gonna cook 2 of them right now because we're still waiting on some family members to get home. So if you know anything about that sports life, is dinner is not always all together all at the same time. So I'll go ahead and take the plastic off this so I can wash my hands. So I like to experiment with different seasonings for my steaks. You can never go wrong with a good coarse salt, pepper, and garlic powder. However, I just recently picked this up from our local meat market. It is Big Papa's double secret seasoning, top secret, but it was really good. So you can do a good coating on either side of your steaks. You know, it's a little bit of a mess on my plate here, or my counter. So I like coarse seasonings when you are grilling something or even smoking it, because it kind of gives that outer like crunch to the outside of your steak or meat. There's that. All right, those bad boys are seasoned. Once our oven is good to go, we're going to pop our veggies in the oven. We'll get the steaks going outside, and now dinner will be served. 3 dishes here. We're ready to go. Just a moment for the peacefulness out here. I love when it's grilling season, when the weather starts getting nice and we can be out here cooking more. So what we're gonna do first is fire up the grill, put it on medium heat, and let it get nice and hot before we throw our steaks on there. Hopefully the wind is not too loud. Out here, our grill is ready to go. That nice sear sound that you hear. is what you want to hear when you put the steaks on. You want it to be nice and hot and ready to cook. These are looking good. I just checked them with a meat thermometer. This one is for sure ready to go. This one's about there itself. It's important not to cut into the steak and let the steak rest a little bit before slicing into it. That helps you to retain the juices and just doesn't dry out your steak. There you go. Look at that delicious Valentine's Day meal, or any date night for that matter. And now for everybody's favorite part, we're going to have our steak and eat it too. Picture, and then we're gonna dive in. All right, my friends, I'm going to try our steak. Love that seasoning, so good. The asparagus with the Parmesan has such a good flavor. And the potatoes with garlic and Italian seasoning. So delish. Now that I've tasted this, that's all fine and dandy, but I think we need to dive into that brownie though. I don't know, how do you cut a heart? I'm gonna feel sad to cut it. I'm just put a little sliver off the side here. Oh my gosh, look at that. We need a close up. Hold up. Okay, look at that brownie with a layer of cream cheese. So good. Y'all. Let's have a little moment here together because it's that good. I may just be making brownies like this forever. I know I'm dropping crumbs everywhere. I hope you have enjoyed this special episode of Homegrown and Homemade. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, whoever and wherever you choose to celebrate. And if you decide to make any of these recipes, be sure to tag me on social media and here on YouTube. I would love to see you. So have a good day. Bye.